Yeah, right. Even the roads that are, low rated. Doesn't matter.
Okay. Should start down on the weekend. I heard it was one tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah. One of the neighbors.
Yeah. Yeah.
I told them to put that.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's coming Monday.
That's a big one.
Goes up there, it stands out there. Don't know what that's on.
Sounds like it's gonna be a lot of ones and rounds and stuff.
Okay, that's not public works meeting in order. Start off with government with work.
Morning.
Exchange Street in Attica, federal aid debt project. The project is complete, the work is complete. We're just working on closing out the project now, just paperwork. Project turned out okay, no project. There's a couple of things that I wasn't exactly thrilled with. But it's something you're not gonna fix unless you tear the road up and you're just not gonna do it, so. Other than that, it turned out okay. East Lake Road, the engineering firm is working on environmental reviews, preliminary plans and design report. So it just takes time, so hopefully in the next couple of months, design report is completed. Electric Road, design meetings are ongoing. Project is on schedule. I just got an email with some project alternatives, so I gotta take a look at those and see. It's mainly related to strengthening the village section, so I'll work with the village on it as well. And pick their brains and kind of see what they want to do. Sheldon is going to next year. Yeah, I'm constructing in the spring. Hopefully. Sheldon 29. We have chosen Fisher Associates for design and construction inspection of that project. They have done a lot of work, in the region. And their bridge design team is awesome. In fact, their lead engineer is certified, a certified PE in like over 30 states. So she's very good. We had a kickoff meeting, or it was scheduled on the 28th. I kind of had to put that back. That should be next Friday. Kickoff, it's just, we get the state there and then they say what they need from us. Other than that, they just kind of pick our brains, see what we want, and then go from there.
What road is it?
All Meter Road. Other than that, we have been wrapping up some projects and get some close out for the snow flies. As you can see, crack sealing has been done. We just got to work on pitching. All the bridge deck blocking and sealing has been done. We're still working on mowing. And other than that, it's we're up to get stuff done. Prepping the roads for paving next year.
Yeah, keep the dam removal. That one, I like the one. Still a problem.
Yeah, I had an issue with it.
There's no somebody that they did, and this is working.
Yeah, I think it was great after I started. It was pretty damned up. We haven't had any issues with that.
Move on,
Hopefully, they're the traffic tees it down. I got an email from the DEC, so hopefully people are out there traffic. Yeah. But the problem is there's not a lot of traffic. You gotta check your grabs every day. There's not a lot of people that are dedicated the time to it.
Right, people that stop traffic on the roads too.
Right.
Animal rights people got, you can't use it, you can't use the fur.
That is probably that's one of the beaver have. All the way down back. Yeah. That's right. Oh, yeah.
Close enough.
Beaver.
We have a beaver permit, but we're not gonna trap, and we're also not gonna sit out there with 22. So,
I think you can add, we have to get one, I think we can add the landowner's name.
I think we can assist them in getting their own, which I think Dale Bay and his group, I think they do that quite a bit.
Yeah.
So, there's folks on School Road in Gainesville, the beavers have right by the bridge right next to the campground, they've been blocking that up. We actually just got in there and removed it, but I think they're ones that would be interested in getting a beaver permit to take care of it, because they're chewing up their flowers and it's being mess.
You removed it yesterday, you're coming back today.
Yeah, in fact, it's Mike's in-laws, people who are over there. It's right next to their house, so. Yeah, they're a nuisance for sure.
Looks like I get a lot of shared services with the county. You suck it out for.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys, you still have the equipment, you don't go all the way, so just easier.
Any questions for Devin that report?
Devin, I have a question, not related to your report specifically. Have you heard of any complaints from the towns relative to their salt delivery? You have,
Just one person,
okay,
from Compass, the new. Yeah,
yes. So my understanding is that Warsaw took delivery of a load from Compass and is it Royce?
yeah, Chris,
Yeah, he was very unhappy with quality of the materials.
yeah,
It was like table salt, very fine, but it was also wet
and also they're also big chunks.
and big chunks.
Yeah,
So upon hearing that and talking to Jeff our highway superintendent came to our last board meeting and said, hey, I'm kind of leery about utilizing this company for salt. So we actually approved a resolution in our board meeting to go back to American Rock Salt, who had been our supplier for years. However, we're paying 40 cents more per ton for that salt, but we were willing to do that based on the quality of the materials that we've always received from American Rock Salt. And they've been very reliable and dependable as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know is he the only one that you heard a complaint from?
You don't think I've heard from, I don't know if you, but, so, in this spec, there's a standard specification they're supposed to meet. Which determines, how the size of the particle passing through different sizes. I sent it to Jeff, and as long as you can document, justify why you're not going with the little bit, it's your decision. You can justify, just say that from the specification and move on. But the problem, I don't know if Jeff reached out to that company, get his money back or some salt back.
I don't know if that's the case.
Yeah.
But I know he,
Yeah.
but apparently he put it out in the parking lot of stress. To crush it.
Drain the bucket, break the pumps up.
Yeah, flat notches.
I think that was part of the salt that they crossed over.
And the problem with the materials is, it's hard to mix, of course, and then it gets clogged up
Yeah,
and if it's too fine, then
it's gonna burn off.
it burns off in no time.
Yeah, I understood. I don't know if Jeff reached out to Compass and to complain. I would hope he would, but I haven't heard.
We haven't reported action, because that was, we're between meetings.
Yeah. Well, if you could let me know, I don't.
Absolutely.
I think we have our fall meeting coming up, so maybe I'll see it before you do, I'm not sure.
Well, I'll give you a call.
You may want to ask the other towns that have salt coming from Compass too, to see what their opinion is.
Also, I think Jeff called American Rock Salt, and weren't willing to sell it to him because they didn't have the bid.
Yeah, I think there was just.
Katie told, emailed them, said it doesn't matter if they have the bid or not, you should sell to them. So I think they're good, I think on that end, they're good.
You'll pay more,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah, you're gonna pay, but it's a lot cheaper than replacing your equipment from that
Exactly.
awful salt.
Right.
You have to use more.
Yeah,
Or you have to use more.
so, yeah, we'll figure that out, if either a letter to Compass or something, we can do that, but that's the only town I've heard from so far,
Worth off,
yeah.
right? So if they're not meeting the bid spec, what's our recourse?
I think we should, well, first you gotta say something, but then they should be willing to either take the salt back or, give us our money back.
Make it right.
Yeah,
Opposite or something.
yeah.
I would imagine.
Or make sure the specifications, but give us an extra delivery on that.
Because it's my understanding that salt is coming from out of state.
Kansas, I think.
That's right.
Yeah. It's it's weird. Where it's coming from Kansas, but I guess American Rock Salt ships all over too, so.
Sure, but they're a local, they're
Yeah,
a dealer business.
15 miles.
And it's easy, because you can take your truck and go there if you need it and get a load or two, you don't necessarily have to wait for them to deliver it. So,
We get ours to the Spruce Solution, treated salt. It's saying it's going to a pump bed.
where are they?
Wait,
Okay, Wayland.
pay a little more, they seem to like it better than treated salt seems to work.
Sure.
The state, I know is, there's a region or two, I think, that are looking at a brine. Instead of, they're saying there's solid sand. We'll see how that goes.
But you can use beach juice, so this is a beach.
I heard that as well.
We did that years ago with the brine, put the tanks on and sprayed it when it was coming up the spinners. You sprayed it. They said it didn't work. They weren't happy. And I don't know, if they went through 3-4 years. I wonder if after 3-4 years, there was more erosion and issues with the brine than anything, but
And that's what I've heard, it messes up your equipment. You know, but that liquid can get in there.
Oh, makes
It's like your
sense.
safe, it's all there, it's all. So,
I mean, some of that stuff, just for my purpose, on rural, there, they stuff that brine, you put brine in your dirt. And I grow this equipment, when if you're hauling on a wet day, that you can see it, it gets on there, you get the pressure wash it off, it starts rusting within a couple of weeks. You know, so it's, but the road's a lot better than it used to be, so, yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. Item number 2, the distribution. That's not so. Can we go over the control rate?
this bulldozer is one that, we should be taking delivery of the new bulldozer. Any day now, I actually think it's in, they're retrofitting it right now, from what I understand. So. Just want to get rid of the old one, as far as the grader goes, it's a grader that we don't use. We have the Champion grader, if we need to grade anything, it's that one, this one just kind of sits back there, takes up space, so. They were, why do that? Why look, so.
Like, obviously, they're really booked up, I know the 30,000 surplus on the roller and some other stuff, the guy came and took the pictures. Like I said, it's gonna be, weeks before we get it on, it's, they're so booked up with stuff.
There's other outfits too, there's one. I just met a guy at the last town highway lunch. I forget this company, I have his car, but there are other websites that we can use. The one I think he's out of Rochester, but. You know, I guess we're not in a hurry, we're used to international, but. Yeah.
Right, make a motion for number 2. Motion by Supervisor Davis. There discussion. Favor?
Aye.
Professional service contract with the Chief of American Business Collection for a purchase of a copier.
Yep, color copier. We're not able up there to print color. So we would like to be able to print color, for whatever we need. The copier we get an outlook and take that and use it elsewhere. But, we're not able to use like print colors, so that boils down.
Is this like a purchase or a lease? The purchase.
The one we have now, I think, is 2016.
The record and surplus, like,
No, bill from the IT department.
Yeah, we'll get somewhere else.
right? Right,
It has a maintenance agreement with purchase.
motion by Supervisor Grant, right. Discussion?
Aye.
The other one surplus a little bit. Can you just declare the old one surplus so that it can go to another department?
Oh, sure.
I talked to Bill, he said he didn't think so.
Probably only those assets. That's the only way.
To give it, so somebody else can use it. But he'll bring it up, right, when the new one,
I think we're 5 or 6 months out, Bill said, so.
yeah, so when the new one comes in, then you can declare the old one surplus and go down the project.
Don't worry about it, it's not, it's gonna be part of the template.
Probably is.
Okay, move on to number 4, we're going to consider discussion of snow center. Suggested is increased $100 per salary mile. 23-24.
Yeah, a couple of years ahead, so. My proposal is to get this nailed down, so we have it, but, I use Mike's, template, so to speak, and added on to it. So I have a spreadsheet that all the towns town highway superintendents can use to make sure everything is the same, so it does it for you, so you plug in how much salt and sand you use, and it does all the calculations for you, so at the end. Everything is calculated, so we can turn it in. And then we will have a good idea of costs, so we can, I guess, analyze the data and see what makes sense for us. But we want to make sure that everyone's doing it the same way. Obviously, I can't force any of them to use it, it is an Excel spreadsheet, so I don't know if all of them use Excel. But certainly we can get help.
They can get somebody to help.
Yeah, but I'll also help them. This way, they make it the same for everybody.
So if we approve this one at $100, is there an opportunity to amend it? Or for people figure out, I know, the cost of fuel will go up. And because the cost of fuel, so things going up, and I'm sure.
I'm hoping to have the data after this snow season. I'm hoping to have data,
Go on to the following.
yeah, and
So actually, this is going to make sure towns are going to follow the roads.
that's right. Need to get places.
Well, the first payment is in 2023, which the budget for now.
Right, so you need to have,
You see it in the fall.
Yeah, we're not budget for the whole year, so
Right.
you're gonna increase it 20%. Yeah. No, I'm saying.
So what's your budget? You've got a lot.
20% on that last payment, so overall. What's that come out to about? Money wise.
Do you want to use like one town or? So like Attica. If we did it at
What's total about quarterly close, quarterly close.
quarterly. So $401,000 quarterly.
Filling it on there.
For total.
Quarter.
It's 401,000.
Yeah.
Quarterly. So
20%.
2020 budget.
Well, the final quarter, that should be on our budget for next year.
First quarter will be on the budget.
The first quarter of the snow contract will be
Correct.
on the last quarter of our budget.
Right.
For next year. So it's an 80, increase we don't have in the budget at this point.
On that. I think we did, budget $100. I think we used $100.
But use what
Would I typically be using?
we're suggesting today.
This kind of been the standard the last 2 years, is about $100 a year.
yeah, we have the last couple of years.
Well, I was gonna ask that question, and then maybe Katie can refresh our memories in terms of the historical, because we did freeze it 1 year in there, right? In 2020,
19 to 20.
19 to 20. We froze it at the previous years. And then we increased it last year, right?
Didn't one year we go up like 2 and then went back on?
Or do we roll it back?
We did some.
Yeah,
We've done some,
just increased in loan.
instead of going up
Mhm.
and back. did some-
Nice steady increase.
Mhm.
So Janice, had 80 grand in the budget then already, or we gotta?
I think that
We budgeted $100,
increase,
So you already budgeted.
so it's there.
but if you are gonna rehire, like a 20% increase.
I would,
If the hundred's already in there,
The hundred's already in there, that's what they're asking for.
yeah,
Right.
That's what I'm saying. You open it up next, once you get all this data and you open it up for 23, 24,
It might
and
be-
change it, the money's not there.
It's probably gonna be for the,
That's why we do it this time.
right, I don't think he's looking to do that. I think he's looking for the fall.
It would be 24, 25.
right.
So the 23 budget, my question is, 23 budget, we have,
You have, it
this
wasn't.
this calculation in there.
Yeah,
$100 lane mile.
So we're not changing it.
We're not changing anything.
now, with I think your snow index, though, was very generous.
So the snow index is the part you guys gotta determine what you want to do.
Right,
Is
but
it
I,
set now at the same as the state level?
So
60?
you guys had set it at 69 less.
Because I think that was the same as the state contract does, because that's what our state contract. So it's got the same as the states.
okay,
It kept them,
They ended up coming in at 0.775. 21, 22.
right, so we're way under the.
Base. Right, we were a bit under the cost, you were under. You didn't get your full.
We didn't get our.
okay.
Okay, we understand that.
What are we doing?
We bumped it up 100. We got that in the budget right now, it's. Well,
That's a motion.
They can keep the snow index the same.
Yeah.
That's just, if it goes lower than that, you're gonna get paid 69% of the contract. That's what that,
And I think we've had language that we've always.
If there are any, if there's any big contracts, if there's anything that's extra, just did that. We'll take care of it, that's part of it. Wow.
Well, I'm trying to remember with Katie too, because I know for a lot of years, no matter what the snow index, like if it was below 1.00.
we get paid 100%.
you got paid,
We don't get
you got paid the contract price.
Yes. And then I thought there was language once or twice that everybody understood that if the state snow the index rate was less than 100, you guys would get less than 100, didn't we do that?
That's what it is now. We get less than 100, but it can't go any lower than 69.
Correct.
If it does go lower than 69, we get paid 69%.
Okay, is that?
But anywhere between 69 and up, we can earn.
Is that the language we're going with now? That's the question, because there's a blank.
Right?
What's that?
Nothing changed.
Well, it's for you guys to determine what you want that to be set at.
You want to go back to 100% or the way it's been? If you don't, like the state does it, if it's under 100%, you don't get 100% of your contract. It used to be here, you got 100% of your contract, no matter what the snow index was.
So in other words, on your town budget, you should only budget 70% of your contract.
Mhm,
So that's all you're gonna be guaranteed.
mhm.
Right.
Even if it's a bad winter, you got a windfall.
Mhm.
This is an age-old problem. It's been going on for 23 years that I know of, so.
It's not going away.
69%,
Yeah.
okay,
End of the day, we all.
the $100 increase.
Yeah, wrecked. Rationale was.
I,
We don't. Yes.
What's the total out of that, with that 80 there, oh, the whole,
3,620.
$3,620 is the,
What's coming from retirement?
that's,
oh, it's coming from.
those are all administrative funds.
Just housekeeping.
Aye.
Better run away. Thank you.
Run, don't walk.
Barrels. And it was paid today.
So,
My
second month in.
So how do we do, things over there?
Oh, I love it. It's awesome. Very echoey, everything travels. Whole building, but it's great.
Can't talk about Chris.
Yeah. Yep, we got an invoice from them, 900 viewers, so we got to that. We're still waiting for the signature page to be sent back to us. So it's-
Jim, let's do the Eastman tree. thing. Let's put it in as an FYI. That way when they get back, get a bill. That's gonna be under. Okay,
One,
Eastman,
oh, yeah, for the.
Yeah.
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 That's why I, is the removal of the tree. At the animal shelter, we talked about it yesterday a little bit. And estimate is $2,450. Well, they will start on Monday. For the 3,000, it's going. Like, for that, it is that way.
A lot of money. You're gonna cut a tree down.
Costs a lot more than that.
Hey. So that.
Your insurance has gotta be outrageous.
Now that.
Yeah.
Security projects.
Yep, it's completed. We're planning to change camera locations soon. I said, and landscaping will be changed in the spring, inside all the sidewalks.
You know how the team did with it? And budget, under budget.
He did not mention that, I can figure it out.
I just need it was about $1,800. I just sent it to an email. There's probably $600 or $700 still out in encumbrances, but I'm not sure she needs that, I'm just gonna reduce that. And then there's an iPad stand that was expensive, now they're. They bought some iPad stands that they ended up using, but they need to be reduced. So there's the money out there, but there's about $2,000 under budget. Say, that has to go back. I was asking about it because that was appropriated with ARPA funds and I have to track that, so I could like reduce the budget by the ARPA funds. So when that's all said and done.
Was it all buildings and grounds or did the courts pay part of it?
So I believe, well, they can't because it was all ARPA funds.
Yeah,
So I'm saying, unless they paid for some of the direct payments that we didn't pay for. I don't see.
biggest thing is getting their permission just to move.
Smooth the security out there on time.
Is it been working, Gerald, there's 10 minutes of.
Everybody's happy with it. Nice, works good.
I don't know, see it back or down.
Use the mailbox.
I see that, that. Too old and tired, that's me, so.
Just came in for a visit this morning.
Okay, Okay. We need a motion on that.
Yes, number two, we do, yeah.
Need the motion on. By Supervisor Gray. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Resolution, operate the board. To place. Move by the storage building. That's the garage up front. Right.
It is the white storage barn closest to the building.
Increased cost by $620, by replacement, bringing the contract over to $40,000. Yeah, they done it,
As far as I understand, it's done.
you know, I know that they're trying to work on it. The motion from the committee, who wants to- Further discussion? All in favor?
I,
Opposed?
That's the way we like it.
Exactly.
9:30, that is a new record.
Anyone have anything else for public works? Off the back, or that was 1 minute. We have a request
Okay.
from the airport.
You didn't.
oh, okay. The airport.